Melanie from Melanie B's Creative Studio, and today let's play with some paint additives. Now, these are not things that are called paint additives, but we are going to play with a couple things that I'm going to make into a paint additive. So you've seen this painting multiple times now because he is so versatile. Like, he has so many things that we can do with this one little painting. But the reason I'm teaching you these little techniques is so that you can take your paintings and kind of level up. You know, just look at your paintings, figure out what section is the focal point, and maybe add texture, or maybe give it a matte finish, or maybe, you know, do something like we're going to do today, and just amp it up a little bit if you choose to do so. So I just wanted you to kind of see where my ideas are coming from. As a graphic designer and a web designer, I had a lot of fine arts classes. I don't have a fine arts background. I have a visual arts background, but I've also learned over the years a lot when I've done photography as well about focal point. So the things that I'm trying to teach you will actually help accentuate the focal point in your painting. If you want to make it a little bit more three-dimensional, or have more depth, or have more, you know, pizzazz. Does anybody use the word pizzazz anymore? Because I think I just kind of dated myself. But anyway, let's talk about what we're going to do today. So I'm going to pull him back this way a little bit. I'm still working on this hat. That is a future video. I've got some stuff coming about what we're going to do here. But in the meantime, let's talk about snowflakes and what we can do to snow scenes, snow landscape, snow on your painting, just however your snow is. What exactly can we do to bring attention to it? So my first thought, because this is just how I roll, and I have 165 colors of glitter, I thought we would see what it would look like to paint with a very ultra fine glitter mixed into our paint. Now, I'm going to try it, I think, a couple of ways. I'm first going to try it mixed in the paint, and if I don't like that, or if I think it's a little too clumpy or whatever, I will change it, and I will actually paint and sprinkle glitter over the top of it and then just dust off after it dries. So we're going to try that a couple of ways if necessary. So I'm going to focus on, actually, I'm going to turn my canvas to where you can see more of the snowflakes that I'm going to be working on. So the colors that make up these snowflakes are, there's actually quite a few colors in them, but I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to kind of just go ahead and do it with the white. And then after it's finished, and maybe adding a little shadow with the number 10 that's in here that's got some gray in it, I might do that as well. But I want to paint the number 2 first with the glitter, and then I'm going to do maybe some shadowing afterward. I'm not really going to try to keep this as colorful as it's looking here if I don't have to, because I'm trying to be lazy about this. Y'all know how I do. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. All right, so I'm using this messy palette that I've already been using to mix some paints. Now, I could do this in a paint pot, but I think it's a little more visible if I do it here where you can see it. And the brush I'm gonna have to use is probably gonna be one like this. That's the Golden Maple number 1 round brush, because it's kind of a small section. Now, I'm not sure how it's gonna do with glitter in it, so we're gonna see. But let me go ahead, and I don't need a ton, but this white is super thick. Ugh. You probably needed some flow aid first. I'm gonna put quite a bit out, and because I haven't been using the number 2 for white, I've been using the light modeling paste, so I haven't really needed it. All right, now I'm going to take this and sprinkle a little bit of glitter. This is what I'm using. I have tons and tons and tons of glitter, and the one that you want to get is more of an extra fine, an ultra fine, or a micro fine, something like that. It'll be more like a powder. It is so finely milled that it's more of a powder than a glitter. So you're not gonna see like big chunks of glitter in it. I'm not saying you can't add big chunks of glitter in it, but for these thinner sections, I feel like it just wouldn't work right. So I'm gonna use this one that I got from Michael's. I'm sure they have it at other places. And that's what I'm gonna use today, because all my really powdery glitters are actually up on a shelf that I'm too lazy to get the ladder out and reach. All right, so I'm gonna take my little scoop, now stir, and I'm going to drop it into a little spoonful or 3. One thing I wanna be sure to do is put the lid on this, because y'all, there's gonna be glitter everywhere. I mean, look, it's already all over. Now, Santa's sparkly, so I'm not worried about glitter sticking to anything for now, but let's see what happens. So I'm gonna blend it into the paint. I wanna see what the texture is before I can really say whether I would do it this way or not. But y'all, I don't come to you having already tried these techniques. I just do them for the videos. Like, I'm like, oh, let's try it. Here we go. And so I'll just start recording and, you know, wing it, because I ain't scared. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just paint it like usual. You know what? I want a little bit of flow aid. Okay, so I'm just gonna add like a drop to the my little mixture here. If this isn't glittery enough, which I think it's not gonna be, I'm gonna add some more. And, you know, it really, to be honest, it might be better to do it where you paint it and then while it's wet, put a little glitter on it. But I just want to test it both ways. I mean, the consistency is going to definitely be a lot thicker with glitter in it. So that's to be expected. But I really, yeah, I'm not seeing the glitter, but I wonder if when it dries, it will show up more. Because I'm really kind of ignoring the paint lines, paint by number lines, since I'm just kind of doing my own thing, and it's okay to do that. My poor snowflake is so clumpy. There is really no smoothing it. But I just really think it's good to test a couple of methods and decide what works best for you, because, you know, in one situation, this might work. In another situation, it may not be exactly the look we're going for. So it all depends. Now, I think this would actually be perfect if you had a scene with, you know, snow on the roof and that kind of thing that needed a little texture, but not as much maybe as the modeling paste. And this would give it the texture, and then you could sprinkle a little bit more glitter on the top, and it'd be probably just perfect for that. So let's see if I can get this painted fast enough and sprinkle some glitter on it. Now, my big issue is making sure I don't sprinkle glitter on anything that might be wet that I've worked on before. I think everything's pretty much dry. Okay. So now I've got that down. Let's go ahead and take a little spoonful of glitter. And I'm gonna try to be kind of careful. Well, you know, if I say that, it's gonna take too damn long. All right, so what I would do is just sprinkle it out, okay? Don't panic, y'all. I see you panicking. I see it. And I wonder if I just brush this kind of over the top. I don't want to pick up the canvas and move it like I would normally do if I had glitter on something, on a project, but I don't want to touch the paint either. I'm just moving around the glitter. I'm not letting it touch the wet paint. The brush, I'm not letting the brush touch the wet paint. All right, so covered all the little edges. And I'm gonna leave it like this, and then I'm gonna get all that excess off after that paint dries, and let's see what we've got. All right, so now that I've given this about 10 minutes to dry, I'm going to take a piece of paper, which happens to be whatever is the closest thing to me right now. I'm just gonna use this reference guide, and if I slide it up under the edge of the clipboard, and I know you really can't see that too much, there it is. Okay, so let me put this up under the clipboard, and then I'm gonna dust this off. Oh, my light's in the way. Ooh. Okay. Now, once this dries completely, I'm gonna brush off the excess. It might be stuck, but I don't wanna waste this. So I will take my piece of paper. Usually I'd have a smaller piece of paper, like a regular plain piece of paper, and I will fold it and pour it back into my jar. Y'all, we can't waste glitter, okay? All right, so I have these kind of brushes that I use with my scratch art, and I'm just gonna sweep this off, okay? I didn't want a lot of glitter. I want it just to be kind of a sparkle, but not like in your face kind of sparkle, just a real light, shimmery look. I hope you can see that. See if we can see it with the lights a little better. So now if I feel like it's not gonna stick well once that dries, then I can go over it with like something like a glue pen or something like that and put the glitter back on it. But I'm just gonna test this theory for a little bit, and I'm gonna leave it alone. So I will be back in a little bit to give you an update on whether I feel like we would need to go on with another layer of like glue or something like that to put more glitter down. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I allowed this to dry plenty of time, and I was very happy with the subtle glitter that was on there because I really wanted my Santa to be the focal point like we talked about. I just want these snowflakes to have a little hint of this glitter, and I'm still gonna go around the outside edge with a light gray with a little bit of glitter on top of that. But that is what you're seeing right here, and this will be perfected, and that will be it for the snowflakes. So you guys, I hope this was fun, and especially this time of year, I'd like to see if you try this little technique and let me know what your results are like. Okay, I will see you back soon. Thank you guys as always for watching.